Welcome to Hart County Public Library Outreach Virtual Storytime. We are so glad that you could join us.
The Boxcar Children, The Sea Turtle Mystery, based on the book by Gertrude Chandler Warner. "Something is in the water," said Benny. "Something big." The Aldens were in Texas. Jessie knew Benny was worried about swimming in the ocean. "Don't worry," she told him. "I'm sure it's just seaweed." But Benny was right. Something was in the water. "A sea turtle," said Violet. She knew sea turtles lived in the water around Texas. She didn't think she'd get to see one. "Turtles can be that big?" asked Benny. Henry chuckled. "People say everything is big in Texas. What better way to start our adventure?" Henry, Jessie, Violet, and Benny loved adventures. The children had once lived in a boxcar in the forest. They had all kinds of adventures in the boxcar. Then Grandfather found them. Now they had a real home, and they still found all kinds of adventures. "Stay back," a man called. "That animal is endangered." Benny jumped away. "It's dangerous?" The man shook his head. "Not dangerous, endangered." Jessie explained. "That means there aren't very many of them." "That's right," the man said. "We don't need children bothering it." The man pointed to his badge. "Leave this to someone official." Just then a woman arrived. She wore a uniform with a gold badge. Her name was Ranger Thacker. "She looks even more official," Benny said to Violet. "I will take it from here, Mr. Chapman," the woman said. "We just got here," Violet said. "Is everything okay?" The ranger smiled and nodded. "Actually, you came at the perfect time. This turtle is laying its eggs." The turtle spread sand over its eggs and crawled away. Turtles can't stay at their nests, so they hide the eggs in the sand. "We need to move them to safety." "Can we help?" Henry asked. Mr. Chapman grunted. "Help? You're just children." The ranger held up a tiny egg. "Remember, Mr. Chapman," she said, "even small things can make a big difference." She turned to the Aldens. "Come by the ranger station tomorrow." The next day, Grandfather dropped the children off at the ranger station. The Aldens learned all about helping sea turtles. "We need to find the nests quickly," Ranger Thacker explained, "or else an animal might dig them up. That's where the Turtle Patrol comes in." At the end of the day, she gave each Alden a badge. "Now we all look official," said Benny. To celebrate, the Aldens went to a restaurant. Inside, they saw a familiar face. "Mr. Chapman, what are you doing here?" Jessie asked. "Aren't you on the Turtle Patrol?" asked Benny. "Don't be silly," said Mr. Chapman. "I only do that when I'm not working. This is my restaurant." He led them to a table by a big fish tank. Violet looked inside. "I wonder where the fish are," she said. Benny crossed his arms. "I wonder why Mr. Chapman is so mean." After supper, the children went to their campsite on the beach. It had been a long day. But as Violet was going to sleep, she saw two figures on the beach. One person and one very big dog. What were they doing out so late? She remembered what the ranger said about animals digging up nests. She hoped the turtle eggs would be okay. In the morning, the children went back to the ranger station. "It's very windy," said Ranger Thacker. "Lots of turtles will ride the waves in to lay their eggs. If you mark the nests, I will come and pick up the eggs." Benny gave a salute. Turtle Patrol is on duty." The Aldens headed down the beach. After a little while, Henry found tracks in the sand. They were hard to see, but they led right to a nest. Violet marked the spot with a flag. Jessie put down rope to keep people away. Benny inspected their work. "Excellent job, Turtle Patrol." The next nest was easy to find. The turtle was still there. People were gathered around. In fact, there was only one person that did not seem interested. "Isn't that Mr. Chapman?" asked Violet. He was sitting with a cooler by a big van. "Strange," said Henry. "I wonder why he isn't helping." Jessie found the next set of tracks. This time it did not lead to a turtle. A big dog was sniffing the sand. "Oh, no," said Violet. "The eggs!" A woman named Martina ran up. She pulled the dog away. "I'm so sorry," she said. "He got away from me." "It's okay," said Henry, "but please be careful next time." Violet looked at the woman and dog. Had she seen them the night before? The Aldens finished their patrol. They had marked 3 nests. But when they saw Ranger Thacker, she did not look happy. She told them the eggs from the nests were gone. The Aldens searched each site. They did not find any eggs. But they did find 2 clues: paw prints and tire tracks. "Did an animal get them?" asked Violet. Ranger Thacker shook her head. "Someone took these eggs." That night the Aldens talked about their mystery. "Why would someone take the eggs?" "Maybe they want pet turtles," said Henry. "Or to sell them," said Jessie. "Whatever the reason, I'm sure you will catch the culprit," said Grandfather. Together, the children came up with a plan. The next morning, Henry, Jessie, Violet, and Benny went out on patrol. This time, when they found a turtle nest, Violet marked it with seashells. Henry and Jessie put the flag and rope in a different spot. "I get it," said Benny. "If someone tries to dig at the flag, they won't find anything." They marked 2 nests with seashells. After a little while, the Aldens checked on the nests. Their plan worked. At the first flag, they found a woman and a very big dog. "Martina," said Violet, "have you been digging up our nests?" "Digging up?" she asked. "Oh, no, I am training my dog to sniff them out. You see, I want to help the Rangers find more nests." "That explains the paw prints," said Jessie. The Ranger joined them. Martina's dog led the group to the seashells Violet had laid down. Sure enough, the nest was safe. "But if you didn't take the eggs, who did?" asked Violet. Henry had an idea. He pointed to a white van down the beach. "Do you know about the missing eggs?" the Ranger asked Mr. Chapman. At first the man looked mad. Then he sighed and nodded. He went to his van and took out his cooler. Inside were all the missing eggs. "It was your tire tracks we found," said Jessie. Mr. Chapman explained. His restaurant was not doing well. He thought having sea turtles in his fish tank might bring in more people. "That is not how you protect an endangered species," said Ranger Thacker. "That's dangerous for them," said Benny. "I see that now," said Mr. Chapman. He handed over his Turtle Patrol badge. A few days later, the Aldens woke up extra early. They watched as the Ranger released baby sea turtles into the ocean. "They're so small," said Benny. "I wish we could do more to help them," said Violet. "Maybe someday you will," said Ranger Thacker. "But until then, remember..." even the smallest thing can make a big difference.